Up next is a conversation with Dr. William Welch Jr., Doctor of Medical Qigong, Daoist Abbot, and Sifu in multiple disciplines of Wudang, such as Shaolin, Bawa, Tai Chi, and also is a wonderful friend and one of the best preachers I have ever met. With that, enjoy this conversation. The main thing, what I'm really interested in is how you got here. Because I don't think growing up in a very, I assume, conservative Christian household,
Right.
ended up mastering different systems of martial arts and different esoteric systems. So how you ended up from that here?
By growing up, in that conservative Christian household, because it's about the information. Everyone can feel their growth in this. You know what I'm saying? So I knew there was more to it. I started with Northern Shaolin with Kung Fu Misong-Yi with Dr. Johnson, and from there, like I said, I introduced the energetic things and fighting and stuff like that. I just knew, but even before then, like I said, when I was 18 and stuff, because I remember praying the prayer to Lord, send me a teacher,
Okay.
you know what I'm saying, who was doing real Kung Fu and stuff like that. And that's when it worked out where I went to my first year of MPC, and I had a gymnastics class. You know that. So my older brother, Rod Sasaki, was in the class. Friend of his, Barry and Richard, and so now Rod wasn't there. You know, that day it was Richard and Barry, and they were sparring around. I'm looking, going, what? And up until that time, I had never seen anybody kick that fast in real life. Richard they would throw around, they would flash. That was it. His foot was down. I go, that was so. I went to talk to him, and we were talking, and I said, I'm looking for real Kung Fu. He said, well, you need to talk to Rodney. You know what I'm saying? He's usually in the class. Oh, okay. You know, he'll be here next time. So next time we had class, he was there, and I asked him, and so Sifu was starting a new Shaolin class. You know what I'm saying? So he gave me his number and stuff, and I checked in to do that. So, but far as getting on this path of all those things, that was the martial way of doing it. But again, one of the things that happened was when I went to talk to Sifu, and I was in there and we were having a discussion, you know, and he's telling me as he was out, no, well, shoot by and I'll talk to you about it, you know. So his garage was separate from the house, and so he had the Qigong bit of wooden men and swords and everything all over the place. And so he was telling me, well, this is what we do. This is how we fight. This is the monkey system. You got the 5 animals, and or 7 for the miso. You guys, eagle and monkey. And he was saying, how we fight. You know, we rip this out, we rip that out. I went, you know what I'm saying? He said, but we're not making mercenary. He said, I'm a born again Christian. And when he said that, I knew my prayer had been answered.
So right in there, you knew your prayers were answered, correct?
Yes. I knew that my prayers had been answered, and that was God's way of talking to me. God, what are the chances of, why would it be on a martial artist list to let your student that you're trying to get in there know that you're a born-again Christian? So that was the divine's way of letting me know he heard me and he gave me what I wanted, because here I am 45 years later underneath the same teacher. You know what I'm saying? So everything just took a turn that way. And there was the conflict that you have within is when the other religion is introduced into it. Daoism. You know what I'm saying? I'm a Christian. You know, but we went to China, you know, with Sifu. He was having the classes and teaching about stuff, and had us sign up to get our yellow paper. His yellow paper came back. We went to China. But I realized it was going that path because I was susceptible to something else, more information, because it was about it's about your spiritual walk. I need something else. I had reached the level of fundamentalism that the Christian church holds in there. I mean, it's nice to go and sing hear the preachers preach and stuff like that. But and then I talked to Sifu about this. I said, it's just strange because I can just to look back, and all of the people that impacted my life in the Christian church and stuff were bishops. I go, wow. Our history of Victory Temple, our history of Victory Temple was, it was ran by Bishop Martin, S.R. Martin. He was a bishop. And then when he passed and they wanted to know who was going to be next, they put another bishop in there, Bishop Hamilton. And so I say that's important because there's different levels of understanding in the church. You know what I'm saying? You got the congregation, then you have a position in the church as missionaries or deacons, then you become a minister, then you may become a pastor. But beyond that is the bishop. You know what I'm saying? And so there's a different level of information in that. And so I look back and I go, oh my gosh, you had that. So I go from the bishops in the Christian church to a bishop in Daoism being taught to being a bishop. I go, oh, the divine has always connected me with the higher learnings on the spiritual side of things. So it was just it seemed like a natural move is to find that, because I could feel the limitations of the church. No, it's this way, and believing that. Like, well, it's kind of not like that. You know what I'm saying? There's more to it than that. But whether it was more to it because they didn't know, or whether there was more to it because they weren't open to receiving and having a decent dialogue with people to look into it. Because the information's out there. It's real simple. The information about how long Christ lived, all this can be verified. How long the apostles and disciples lived after Jesus, or this was formed after Jesus was there. It's all out there, but they're not hearing that. That. And so I can see that in the church. But like I said, although it was a good thing, so I don't have the issue with religion, because it does form the foundation. For those who don't have any religion, you need to learn a code of conduct. You know what I'm saying? You need to understand that there's a higher power above you. You know what I'm saying? It's a great starting path for anybody, regardless of the religion. But at some point in your mind waking up, you're going to have a relationship with the divine. Hey, something just doesn't seem right about, you know what I'm saying? And you understand later that, all of these things are necessary, because there's always beginners and stuff. We can't share information of what we know to a beginner. Oh, this happened, that. They'll go, you're going to the devil, you're going to hell, you know, that, all those types of things. So the key is to meet a person where they're at, and let them drink as much of you as they can handle.
So, and because it's like, it's a big draw, and I don't know if it is cultural, but it's a big draw for Christians per se to follow like Daoism or follow Buddhism or follow any sort of thing that is less considered Western. Even Christianity is an Eastern tradition, yeah?
Right.
But why you think happens? Why you think they go in that way?
Because one of the biggest religions in America is Christianity, whether it's from the Catholic Church or the forms of Christianity, Protestant, Lutheran, Baptist, you know, they're all going, we're all Christian. Then why don't you all have the same title on your name? You know, that is a diversity of opinions and stuff, you know what I'm saying, that goes through. So it's one of the biggest religions in the United States. And so they want something that's outside of there if they feel like information has been held back, or they feel like what you're telling me is not in alignment with what I've read or what I feel in my heart. So there's different things that's going on. Some people are moved in their heart and mind. I know there's more to it, and they get that funny face like that. I know there's something more to it. You know what I'm saying? Oh, yes, and there is. You know what I'm saying? So it's information that they're reading with scripture. That doesn't make sense. Then when I was in the church, and grew up in the church, I never heard any of them talk about the time frame. You know what I'm saying? Well, Jesus was born in this and that. And that. They don't compare that. In that is where what the people who put books out, well, it couldn't be, and they like to denounce everything because the facts show that he was in. Yeah, but that doesn't mean anything. The teachings are the teachings. You know what I'm saying, of behavior. You know what I'm saying? Now, you can prove that, yes, do they not have the full picture? Sure. But what religion does? You know, that they all have a partial picture, but it will help them all in their walk because they all go up to a single source. They all require a code of conduct and behavior, you know what I'm saying? And honoring your parents, speaking your truth. All of them have that same thing. I don't know any that says, come worship me and worship with me, and we'll teach you how to lie. You know what I'm saying? So that's what they don't do. So they all have the same thing. Now, the degree of openness and magical abilities and things and the stories that support that, you know what I'm saying? It just depends on the system, and how much you're pursuing it will depend on how open they are to, okay, you've hit this spot here, and let me help you with this. Whether somebody pulls you in the back door and goes, okay, this is what we can't tell the congregation, but nevertheless, it is very true. You know what I'm saying? So then that starts to come into a factor.
So can you dig a little bit more? What does it mean to have a time frame?
A time frame for progression?
Yeah.
Let me see. Try a lifetime. Yeah, because the time frame is dependent upon each individual. How hard are you holding on to what you need to let go of?
So basically, what I think you try to say is like in Christianity is that you come here, you say whatever the rosaries or whatever they tell you that day, and all your things are clear on Sunday, so you can go and do bad on the world.
Oh, yeah.
It's like a rat wheel, yeah?
Yeah.
And it's like, no, you do this, and this happened next, and this happened next.
Exactly.
And Christianity sort of took that away.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Now, they all have that type of thing, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, it's a misconception of the people or the person. People don't understand, like, okay, let's say you have 1,000 churches in California, and they're all the same denomination of Christianity, but they all teach at different levels according to the priest or the bishop that's running it. How open he is to it. He's going to explain the word in a different way that's based on his experiences and stuff. And you go, this is how you end up at one church and not another. But it's the same church over here. Yeah, but I don't like the way he talks. And then when they say that, that's what they're talking about. No, this one speaks to me like I like, you know. And one of the main things in our church is when they had visiting pastors and stuff like that, you know, they have the screamers. And you know that, and I sure enough, and, you know what I'm saying? And so they're doing all that and haven't said anything.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's why I like the bishop. They all start off with, okay, I need you to turn to the chapter of such and such. And they would read it. Okay. And then they would summarize it. So we're going to think about, everybody look at your neighbor and say, God changes things. So now they've titled it. And then they go into how the scripture means that and the concept of that. They teach you. Now, true enough, a lot of them still went into the ha and the huh. You know what I'm saying? But that's at the end. As long as you teach me, and that was my whole thing. Innately, I wanted to be taught. Don't come in there and yell at me all day and play the music and stuff. That's all well and good. You know what I'm saying? And that's how you find out, oh my gosh, you know, Christianity is an emotional religion. You know what I'm saying? So they try and get you with the emotion and stuff, and which is good for loving God and loving Christ and stuff like that. But sometimes that's all they hide behind. And you have to teach the people that to look beyond their emotion, because their wounding and stuff is what drove them to the church. They wanted to provide sanctuary. And so it's a tough balance to keep.
But also it's necessary for that bishop, yeah? So starting like, hey, let's open the book and this page, and let me explain what it is, and
right,
how do you apply that into your life.
Exactly.
And then you have the ones that like, I need to yell because
yeah, because either they're not in alignment with the divine, because who speaks to you, or they don't know, or what have you. I'm saying, and that's what we mean by there are different levels in all the teaching. You know what I'm saying? That people read, I read this here, yeah, but that's not what they mean. Turn to the other cheek. Everybody thinks it's about being slapped on the other cheek. It is in one aspect, but that's the physical aspect. You know what I'm saying? But the spiritual aspect is about this saying, give a person another chance. You know what I'm saying? Don't be so wronged by them and feeling that you're so wronged by them that you can't give a person another chance. That's the meaning. That's a deeper meaning of it. Then there's even deeper meanings of it. And that depends on, like you said, the bishop or the pastor that's bringing it to be able to have the veils removed from his eyes and to summarize, okay, we're talking about this one, turn to the other cheek. But then the pastor happens to say, it means this, and go, oh my gosh, I didn't think about that. You see what I'm saying? God, but that's what was given to him to share with the people. So his vision is open. Many of you think it's about hitting somebody back. You know what I'm saying? But we're all taught that as kids. Somebody hit you, you get them back. You know what I'm saying? But that's not what it means. It's about sacrifice. It's about holding your peace. It's about understanding that people do these things out of their own wounding and stuff and their own hurt and stuff, but don't judge them by that. Give them a chance again. You know what I'm saying? It's not about hating someone the rest of your life because they wounded you. You know what I'm saying? Your body doesn't do that. You cut yourself, it goes, I'm going to stay there forever. No, it doesn't betray you like that. It heals back up, gives you a chance to, you know what I'm saying, to use your hand again. You understand? So it's just very specific to each person, and the depth of their spiritual walk will be the depth of what they can share with the congregation that they're speaking to.
And so, like the Buddha says, is like try to drink poison and expecting the other person to die.
Exactly. Exactly. You can't keep doing the same thing, expecting the same results. That's not going to work. So is it the teaching? No. It's your inability to access the deeper levels of the teaching. And that comes down to your walk. Because if you're ready, the divine will open up another level of your interpretation. You open up another level of your thought process. That's the way it works. And that's why, again, they mention that in Daoism. No, when you're ready, then the celestials will work with you. You know what I'm saying? That's what they're talking about. You know what I'm saying? So, because when you go through change and transformation and you're needing more, you're feeding more, you're changing your radiance, they see you. And they're not going to just leave you there. Because it's not about just intellectual understanding. So, they're ready. And they'll send your guides and stuff, or they'll appear to you in your dreams, or you'll work in the night school and that type of thing. They need to get you to understand more because you are ready to accept more. And so that's always the rub.
It's always like, is always something else. It's never that. Yeah. So, knowing how, with the whole affair of society, how things are going. But one of the things that it will be, I think, is very important now, having all these Eastern traditions coming up to the West, is that the ability that we need to have just to master any of those things. Yeah, because it's like none of us got dropped in the monastery,
right.
Work in the monastery and clean the monastery things. But it's like, well, you have a mortgage, you have kids, you have like car insurance, you have, repairs that have to be done. How and you manage to pull this all together without compromising others, and especially your loved ones.
Right. See, and that's important, because I tell people all the time, say, look, the stuff that every day that you wake up, you have things that's draining energy from you. It takes energy to spend time with your children, energy to go to the job that you're working, energy to work out your body, to get, like I said, to cultivate it so that you can go to a higher level energetically, which transfers into spiritual. You see what I'm saying? So it's about dedication and stuff. And so, again, that comes down to the mindset. That you can't be overwhelmed, but if you're holding on to something that you don't want to let go of, that's going to be a major problem. Understand that everything is temporary. If you can get that, if I can just get people, everybody there, then when the doors are closed in their face, then they should go, well, then I wasn't supposed to go that direction. It's really that simple. I make it sound simple, and it is, once you can get to the point of not being attached to all this stuff that's here. When you have to have the job, or you want that girl that you want and all those different types of things. That's the problem. You've got to be able to live without them. If you can't do that, then you'll forever obsess over it. And in our work, as you know, that attaches energetic cords. And now you're always thinking about it, or you're lusting for them, or you're lusting for that position or the power or the money or you understand? And now you're all as far away as you can get from a spiritual path. You can't be attached to anything in this realm that you can't let go of. That's the first thing, is to be free from that. If you can get to that point, then the influence that everything has on you will be minimal. Because you got an opportunity to do this. Well, if the divine wants me to, then he'll open that door. It becomes simple then. You know what I'm saying? But the way we're conditioned and raised in the States, that's difficult. You know what I'm saying? Because, no, they tell you money is everything. Success is everything. For the women, your beauty is everything. For the guys, your strength and your body is everything. You know what I'm saying? They tell you all of these things are everything, but they're nothing. You know what I'm saying? And then when you find out that truth, now you're disappointed because you've gotten older. You know what I'm saying? The body begins to fail. Beauty fails. The allure of money fails. You go, and now you feel like I've wasted time. Yes. You know what I'm saying? So the effort we try and do is trying to educate young people and people in general. But you know what I'm saying? But you shoot for the younger generation, because they're coming up in that mindset and saying, no, this is just stuff. It doesn't mean anything. If you're listening to all that information, we have access to an unlimited flow of information. You notice I said information, not good information. You know what I'm saying? So all information is not good. And people are easily influenced by the word. And so they hear people say this, and the key words that they have now is they're influencers. You understand? I mean, everybody's always been an influencer. This is why our parents didn't let us go out with certain people. Nah, that joke he's a bad influence on you. You know what I'm saying? That's always been the case, but they got these new catchphrases, you know what I'm saying, to represent the power of them hiding behind the screen and stuff. So I think the biggest thing that you can do is work to be unattached to those things. But I need a job done. And you think the divine realm, so I have to establish with people, well, do you believe there's a higher power? Yes. And they see that you have need of a job or money to be able to provide for your family. Do you not think they're going to give that to you? They think you want to be on the streets begging and poor? What? No. Then trust that they'll make a way or open a door for you to receive a job that you like, that you enjoy, that provides enough income to provide for your family. That's where trust, faith, and belief comes in. And all of these are on the spiritual path. So, you know what I'm saying? It's hard to deal with people who've never had a spiritual path, that's raised in a household that maybe didn't believe in God or what have you. It's a difficult thing to try and explain to them, although it's kind of the same, because you go, no. You don't have to think in forms of a God. That's just a name. Do you understand that there's a higher power that controls everything? Yeah, that you weren't created just from the sperm and the egg of your mother and father. Yes, there's something behind that. Okay, that's what you tap into. So that is nameless can remain nameless. You know, and it's fine. But as long as they understand that there's a higher power, then how do I tap into that? Yeah, with your faith, trust, and belief in it, that there is a higher power. So you want to first orchestrate within your body to get yourself to the point to be able to feel that energy. And then as it becomes more pronounced and profound, you go, then it begins to influence your spiritual evolution. So it's all part of the same cake. You know that?
And what I was seeing is like the younger generation, and I hope the new ones start seeing the frustration of the last two previous generations, and it has to be something else. So hopefully those new ones start having a different level of curiosity than the last two.
Yes, you know what I'm saying? And that's important. Like I said, it's the curiosity that gets you to seeking. You know what I'm saying? This isn't right. Something's guiding you. Why are you saying all of a sudden that something just doesn't feel right by how the world is? Good. You know what I'm saying? Then go find out what that is. Try the different paths and stuff like that. So, and that's the whole thing that's important about passing on a legacy and lineage and stuff, because you want to teach this information in the right way with the right mind and heart set. You know what I'm saying? So that those who really want to know and want to change themselves and change the world can have access to the truth. But unfortunately, evil and stuff exists in the world, you know what I'm saying? So you're going to always have people taking advantage of that. No, come over here. I know the true lineage. And okay. But that's only going to last for a short amount of time. So we try and teach people how to find out if it's true. And one of the first things is don't go to teachers who are angry. Just joy is what we're all created out of. And that's at our center of a creation. So if you got somebody who's not orchestrating from their joy, then they're still orchestrating from the acquired mind, what they've become and learned in this world. If they're happy all the time, then that joy is coming through in their daily lives and stuff. And that is one of the first things you look at.
But it's like true happiness.
Yeah.
No,
not happy because I got some money.
No. But even the happiness is not even happiness. It's,
right.
It's like I have to be happy because they told me to.
Yeah. See that not happy because you've experienced a cultural trance.
Yeah.
But an inward joy that just buds on its own. You just wake up and just, what a nice day. Then where's that coming from? I don't know. I just feel good. Yes. I feel good in my soul. You know what I'm saying? That's true happiness. It's not encumbered by what you know or an experience that you had that you believe that experience made you happy. No, you were always born of happiness, born of great joy. And if you can get to that point where it spontaneously arises, then you're doing the right thing.
I think one other thing is that I tell people is that, look, you don't have to train with us. You don't have to train with any of us. And, we might not be your type of flavor.
Right.
If you go and you try to find a teacher or you're looking and that's the search, two things, like you say, make sure your teacher is not upset or angry. Yeah?
Right.
And the second one is like, look at the congregation.
Yes. Are they benefiting? Yeah.
Yeah. And then like, are they happy?
Right.
Or they're being, worshiping this guru, whatever.
Yeah.
And
whatever title.
Yeah, whatever title. And then you want that. They say, well, we are supporting and we are blessed that he's teaching us, but they haven't advanced. So that's the whole thing. And
right.
And I think they are getting exposed more and more because we need more real teachers.
Yes. You know what I'm saying? Because it's no different than, let's take something that everybody loves and know. Money.
Okay.
I can't make you a millionaire if I'm not one. You know what I'm saying? It's really simple. There are external things that you need to see in a teacher and stuff to know that. How can he lead you to a path of happiness when he himself or she is not happy themselves? That's just a dead giveaway. You know what I'm saying? So you look at, and like you said, as well as the congregation, because they could be pulling the sham over the people. If the people are in the congregation are taking the information and applying it to their lives and are getting positive results, then maybe the teaching might be good in there. You know what I'm saying? But if it first has to manifest in the person, you know what I'm saying? You wouldn't go to I would say you wouldn't go to Mike Tyson for temper control. In his younger days, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
No, you know what I'm saying? Because that's not what he was promoting at that time. So the key is to be with somebody that's going to know that's a symbol of, no, I want to be like that. You know what I'm saying? People yelling at them in the cruise, and they go, no, I understand. You know what I'm saying? Just calm demeanor, because they're not arguing with and feeling the failure that person's trying to make them feel. They know who they are, and they understand that person is coming from a state of wounding. So you go, no, I understand. But what you need to understand is ... You know what I'm saying? And just keep calm. That's the only way you're going to be able to reach people like that. You know what I'm saying? But the other ones that are dramatic and all those types of things, allowing this life to influence them, we're all subject to this life. And that's always upset. There's always going to be, the minute you wake your head up in the morning, you're still in the tissue, which is hungry, which is tired, you know what I'm saying, which needs to be fed intellectually. You know, that's why we go to schools and stuff like that. So that body is a lesser version of who we truly are. The key is to try and find who you truly are and bring that forth in the now moment and be that all the time. And if you can do that, then you'll start succeeding and stuff. How did this happen? You won't need to know how it happened, because the vibrations that you send out is what you receive. That's just science. Drop a pebble in the lake, doo, 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 it comes back to the center. So if you're experiencing an unbalanced amount of bad things happening to you, it's got to be something you're doing. You know what I'm saying? This person, all these things keep happening, but it could be higher than that. You know what I'm saying? Because it might not be. It might be those things happening to get your attention from the divine realm. So it's always bigger than you think. So we can't say, no, this must be happening and stuff like that. So it could be, you know what I'm saying? The first thing we want to do is eliminate ourselves as a perpetuator of that energy. No, I don't want negative energy coming back. Let me make sure that I'm treating everyone respectfully. Let me make sure that I'm looking at myself in the mirror and I'm being joyful. And if you can eliminate those, then we can look outside of that and see why, wonder why this is coming into my life as a lesson. You know what I'm saying? As training. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. But the first thing you have to do is eliminate oneself. Make sure that you're on the right page. And as I said, with an example of money, first thing I have to make sure is I got a few $100,000 in the bank. You know what I'm saying? Before I teach people how to put it in there. They go, well, how much you got? I got $48.50 last my bank statement said. You know, no one's going to come to you for millionaire training. You know what I'm saying? Because you're not one. I know the key secret. Even if that's true, you haven't been able to manifest it in your life. That's what they're looking at. And so we're always going to be looked at like that.
So you think it's you know, like you were mentioning, all these things happen, all bad things happen. It could be, hey, pay attention to these things.
Yes.
It also could be like a lack of awareness in their own body.
Yes.
So what will be for someone that, you know, I'm having a hard time. Everything happens to me, you know, and all those. I'm a victim. And many times they don't have an awareness of their bodies.
Right.
So how do you find anything effective to bring people the attention back into themselves? Because we all look and say, hey, I want to outgrow this and I'm going to do this. And
right.
My biggest things working with very successful entrepreneurs, it was they go and then I make a ton of money. I make a ton of connections.
Right.
I'm miserable.
Right.
They lie to you.
Yeah.
I got all the other ones that I have PhDs and this and that. I'm miserable. I'm like, yep, that's also a lie.
Yeah.
So, because it's like the biggest con is like the thing that you're searching for is inside of you.
Right.
So people go outside of themselves and then they spend 20, 40, 50 years, and then they realize that I have all of this, but I know I don't have nothing to show up for.
Yeah.
Have you find anything that can help someone to bring them back into themselves?
Yes. You know that, but it's still a place that people don't want to visit. You know that, because you want to be, in order to do that, you have to be still.
Is that they don't want to visit, or they don't have a way to visit, or is they might not be ready to visit?
Yeah, all of the above. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you have to sit down and still. The judgment can't be made from you. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody think that's the problem with the work now. Everybody thinks that they're ready for the next meditation, that they're ready to be the next bodhisattva. You know that, all of that. No. There's a hierarchy. You know that, and there's people who let you know when you're ready. You'll know that radiant because people will be benefiting from what you say. You understand? You'll know that radiant because you have an internal desire to be of service to people. So they're looking at the wrong thing. They're thinking that knowledge and stuff is going to give them that. So the key is to be still There has to be some type of truth. There has to be something beyond the self, because the physical tissue is flawed, and it belongs to this realm.
It's weak.
Yes, it's weak. It's weak. You know what I'm saying? So how can we put all of our confidence in something that was meant to decay in the first place? So what is the source that is beyond that? And that's the whole purpose of developing your physical body to achieve being able to manipulate your energy body that is transformed into a relationship with your spirit body, which is developed into a relationship in connection to the divine. It just goes da, 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 da. You have to be looking up above this. Not about the physical body, fighting and stuff like that. Well, it's about the energy of it. So we learn how to be better fighters and discharge chi. And, it's not about the chi. So we learn how to discharge or to take the room with your spirit and stuff. And then, you understand? But it's not about that. I can do this. Yeah, yes. But what are you going to do with the spirit? It's about transforming that chi and connecting to an even higher power. If they can understand where the road leads and become still enough to to accept who you are. That's the whole thing. That's why so many spiritual parasites and stuff play with people's mind and stuff, because they can't accept themselves whole and total first. You have to accept who you are and be who you are, and then take that who you are and say it through the refining process. Okay, now I need to move this. This is where I am, because I can feel this is where I am. I can feel that I have these abilities, but not these abilities. So I need to move this forward to the next step and the next step. And each step will reveal something to you. You know what I'm saying? But it won't reveal it because you have the intellectual knowledge. It must come through experience. That's what shapes the tissue to be able to feel the energy. That's what builds the energy to be able to feel the subtleness of the spirit body. And you know what I'm saying? It all comes from the level before it. And if you haven't gone through the process and they just want to jump to the top of the ladder, you know what I'm saying, and they're making false claims about feeling all powerful, and then when it comes down to needing that ability to free them from something that's going on in their life and they don't have it, now they're disappointed because they've been lying to themselves. Had you been telling yourself the truth, then you would have strengthened that area of you. So then you would be prepared for this situation. But when you deceive yourself, or you make it only about yourself and not you're connected to the higher power, you can't, there will never be a human being, who's got to be able to take his physical body and move a planet. That's not going to happen. That happens in the realm of spirit. You see what I'm saying? If you can get that radiance and get to be your true self, you can do anything. You know what I'm saying? But the physical tissue is tied to the realm of matter. And you're never going to get there with the physical body because it has limitations. There's only so much weight I can lift. You know what I'm saying? I put some muscle on, I get bigger, and there's still a max that I can lift. It's not until you refine your energy and refine that to spirit and refine your connection to the divine that things become unlimited. And so in doing that, then you can find your way to being who you're supposed to be. But that begins with being still, because you go, well, maybe it's this. No, maybe it's this. Maybe if I take Buddhism, if I take Daoism, if I take that, and then when you're doing the path correctly, you go, well, it's okay to see and see, and well, maybe it's this. But when they're all telling you the same thing, then you realize, well, it was never about Christianity then. It was never about Taoism. It was never about Buddhism. Because they all require the same thing, a code of conduct, a code of behavior, learning how to connect to the higher power. And so at some point you'll come to terms with that and have to go, oh, I've been looking at it wrong. Yes. And hopefully by that time your teacher is looking going, no, this is what I've been trying to tell you, but you've been resistant to. So now let's begin the journey correctly. And so hopefully they can then shed all of that and begin to evolve in the way that they're supposed to unfold in the natural way that they were always supposed to do.
Yeah, and stop chasing something, yeah.
Yeah.
Chasing the feather.
Yeah.
Try to catch that feather, and as I never, because the more that you try, the more that you put thought and intention, the farther away.
Exactly.
Fly away from you.
And that's a natural thing too. You're trying to tell them that's natural, guys. When you're trying to do that, you're going to repel it. You have to just sit and accept. And the feather will fall. You don't reach out for it because it's already being pulled by gravity. It will fall. You know that? And you just sort of move your hand over here and let it fall into your palm. But they're grasping and they're creating the wind and the pushing from always trying to grasp and hold that they want. You know what I'm saying? You're pushing the very thing that you want away from you. Well, how do I get it if I don't try? By accepting that if it was meant for you, you will have the opportunity to do that. And so that you're too attached to it. No, I have to have it. So, okay, we look and go, why do you have to have it? Well, because I want it. That's not a reason. You know, that everybody wants to, like a kid would like to eat ice cream all day long, but we as parents don't allow them to do that because we, through our experience, know that what? That is not healthy for them. So then try again. Why do you want that? I see, and now they're stuttering because they never took the time to figure, yeah, why do I want this? And what will I do with it if I have it? Those are two important things that come up when you're doing on your transformation road and the spiritual walk.
And I think that would be a healthy way.
Yeah.
Because most times people go like, well, it's their fault. If these people change,
right.
That circumstances change. If my life were to turn out, we were born in this country, and this is the
right.
It's like the healthy way is like, okay, like it was my fault. Whatever has happened, it's always my fault. Yeah?
Right,
it's
right.
Not being like, well, people, places, and things distracted me because if you were for these scenarios, I would be happy.
Right.
And it's never that case. It's more than the case of, and most of the case to take full ownership of your destiny.
Yes. You understand that you can only rise above things when you're faced with things. I remember when I was working in the prison, I came to go to the store, Safeway, and there was a little pickup truck. Guy's in there, and he opens the door. He swings back around. He puts with one arm, he's hanging from the door. He pulls his wheelchair off, puts it down, unfolds it, you know what I'm saying, swings himself in, locks up his truck, going all on his own. Now, I can guarantee you he could have cried, oh, I don't have use of my legs, I don't. No. So you bowing down to things that obstruct you is you unwilling to take the challenge. Everything's going to be challenging. Whether it's I don't have, my body can't do this anymore, or I don't have the knowledge to do this or that anymore. You know what I'm saying? That's what they make books for. That's what they make teachers for. Anything you want to learn, you can learn. Anything you want to overcome, you can overcome. But you can't do it sitting on the couch. You understand? You're going to have to put forth an effort that is deserving of that type of skill set that you see, that type of success that you want, that type of fame that you want. You're going to have to demonstrate a skill set that is worthy of that. And that's going to take effort. And that's the problem. If you're a type of people that want something for nothing, then you're never going to achieve that. It's real simple. Everything costs. You cannot want something for nothing. What is the price? Sometimes the greater the desire and the greater the thing that you want, the greater the sacrifice. If you're not willing to make great sacrifice, then don't ask for that. Find something within your grasp. Oh, I can give that much effort. Okay, then that's fine. You would, what you get out of life is directly proportionate to what you put into it. And people have to start seeing that. And like I said, that's what gets you out of that. Well, it was his fault. It was the man's fault. You know what I'm saying? Oh, it's because I'm a black man. You know what I'm saying? There's a situation. Oh, it's because I'm a woman. So there's a glass ceiling. How many people broke that glass ceiling? You see what I'm saying? There has to be limitation for you to overcome limitation. So don't tell me how hard the problem is. Tell me how dedicated you are to changing that and going past the confrontation and the blocks that's facing your life. That represents strength.
Those limitations are, it's like we're looking at limitations I'm gonna put my own set of limitations because I have excuses not to grow.
Right.
But the limitations doesn't mean they are racist. The limitation doesn't mean they're like as society. The limitations is just no. This is a set of obstacles
Right.
the divine put in your place
Right.
that you agree upon,
Yes.
so you can overcome those limitations. But now I think it's been seen in the society like, oh, those are effie that were there. Oh, let me create my own, and like you keep putting yourself through all these things and never achieve what you want, just
Right.
because all the things that you put on top of you.
Right. Right. Yeah, the weight that you carry, you're choosing.
Right.
You know that. So you got to go, no, look, everything is a struggle, but it doesn't have to be. Everything takes effort, but it doesn't have to take great effort. You know what I'm saying? It's about how you face it, how you do it. You know what I'm saying? Understand that everything has purpose. And so when I see obstacles of, oh, God's working against me, I don't say that. I go, oh, you must be trying to show me something. And I try and get there faster. Lord, make sure that I don't miss what you're trying to reveal to me, because then that would be a waste of my suffering. You know what I'm saying? Now, I don't mind suffering. What I mind is suffering for nothing. You know that, and we control that. You know what I'm saying? No, understand that there will always be challenges. That is the nature of this realm. It's a physical realm. It's the realm of matter. You're always going to be challenged on your beliefs. You're always going to be challenged by people physically. You're always going to be challenged by people emotionally, intellectually. That's a given. Why are you going to have problems with something that everybody on the face of the earth experiences? So that's not going to change because you decide you want to start complaining about it.
Yeah.
Understand that it's a truism, and you go, okay, how can I overcome the things that are in my life? Yes, now that's good, making it specific to you. How can I understand that, overcome the thing that I'm up against? And that'll give you, open up the arena a little bit bigger for you. You know what I'm saying? No, stop worrying about what he, she, they, it got. You know what I'm saying? No, it's about you. I'm here, like I said, you made a declaration when you were up there, when you were in your true form. Everybody, the illusion of the quiet mind is thinking that this is your true self down here. No, your true self is inside, and you have the ability to access it, but we choose not to, through the vanities of want and desires that we all, from the first time we need milk, or, you know what I'm saying, change my diapers. So I understand that has been fed from birth to usually your teens and stuff like that. Usually people aren't open for awakening until in their 20s or so, like that. You're more mature stuff. You lived a little bit about life, or because it's not taught anymore at home like it used to be. Mom, they taught us about a spiritual belief, and you don't think it's sinking in until you need Jesus. You know, and you gotta think, oh, and you realize, oh, this is really real. Yes. You know what I'm saying? So the key is to get to the point of facing the things that are specific to you and going, no, don't worry about everybody else. They got their own battle, and don't blame them for anything. That their objects that are in their path are specific to them learning skill sets for them. And I use the military aspect when I explain this to people. I say, no, everybody goes to boot camp. Everybody learns how to throw hand grenades, to shoot the rifle, to crawl under the razor wire, all that stuff. There's a basic that you're going to go through, and we're all going to get the drill sergeant in our face. What are you banging? What do you think you're doing? You know what I'm saying? And they're taking it personal. No, he's trying to get you to look beyond your emotions. What are you going to do? Hit me? What you going to do? Hit me and get locked up? You know what I'm saying? He's trying to make sure that you don't have any trigger mechanism, because to go over into war and become a prisoner of war, you're going to experience all of that. So it's not until they go to war, something that resembles war, that they realize how the drill sergeant really saved them. You know what I'm saying? Gave me a skill set that I could use. That'll be later. This is why a lot of times in our life, we look back on our life and go, oh, and you'll put the pieces of the puzzle together 30 years from now. That's why I chose that job. And you just put it all together, and it wasn't really you choosing. You know that. If you had to choose to, you could have said no, but innately you knew, no, I need to do this. And that was something that you agreed upon before we came into this realm. And so trying to get people to be spiritually aware of where they're at, that's the key. And that's why I go back to saying, to do that, you have to be still. If you're occupying the mind all the time, you're occupying your life physically with distractions and, you know what I'm saying, and going to doom buggy races and stuff, all that. Oh, that's fine to do, you know what I'm saying? But if you have it, you have to feed your spirit body. There's 3 bodies, physical, energetic, and spiritual. We feed our physical all the time with all the distractions of the things of this world. We less so with our emotion, but we feed that too with the love of our lives, the emotional element, time with the family and the children. When do you feed your spirit body? That can only be fed through prayer and meditation. When do you sit still long enough to try and communicate with a higher power? That's the key, to be still. And in that, things start opening up. Portals are created, and understanding, your eyes will pop open and go, oh, I didn't look at it and wasn't thinking anything. You were just as clear as this whiteboard. Nothing up here, and allowing whatever needs to come to you to come to you. And that's the key for it all.
Yeah, I think what's happened a lot of times is like with the constant scroll stimulation they happen in social media. Yeah, it's like telling someone, I say, well, to be quiet for how long? And I'm like, well, as long as it takes.
Yeah.
How long is that? It's like, well, I don't know, but you tell me.
Yeah.
And I think all of that has been definitely challenging, and
yes,
more and more. How do you find any way to help someone to be like, okay, I need for you to be quiet. Yeah, I need for you to be like an acquiescent state. I like to call the avatar state.
Yeah.
Which, is like, because I remember this conversation I had with this guy who showed up in my office, and he said, I want to work with you. And I said, well, I have decided if I want to work with you.
Right.
And he's like, well, but I have money. And I'm like, the problem that you combined to me right now, or the problem that you're talking to me, it cannot be solved with money. That's the reason that you're here.
Right.
And he said, well, what do you mean? And I said, well, your physical, energetic, and everything, you can throw enough money at something, but it gets to a point in everybody's lives that is like, okay, this is not working now.
Right.
And you need to go quiet and to go inward. And I think that a lot of times they think of doing that as being selfish.
Right.
It sort of is, but it's like you put in your oxygen mask first.
Right.
Before you help someone else.
Yeah.
How do you find anything that it helps, like it's someone that is overshadowed by life?
Right.
To be quiet.
Yeah. And that's a great point that you made, because it doesn't matter how much they wrestle with it. The truth of the matter is, and what you said, I can't help you. If I don't put my oxygen mask on, then we both dying anyway. You see what I'm saying? So you go, oh, so you kind of got to attack the mind first and get them to see that there's value in that.
So the whole idea is like, how do you, is that they get to a point and
right.
quiet. So what is it?
Okay. So you have to tax the mind. You know what I'm saying? Because they're not used to it. They're like a little kid that you put in the corner. They're crying and crying. All I made you do is sit in the corner. They just can't handle being still. You know what I'm saying? Now, for the adult and stuff that has a problem and stuff like that, then you got to be able to focus on it like this. Okay, so you tell them you need to tax the mind by using the breath, because you can't be still yet. But the reason for that is because of the acquired personality. You know what I'm saying? So you tax that by, no, I need you to breathe down here. Long and slow. I need you to think about nothing. Follow it with your mind. And they go, oh. And then as they begin to relax in that, then that's what sedates the body until they can go into, and then you tell them there's deeper aspects of that, and that's what will arise on its own. You understand? That'll come up, and then, oh, this is what, from non-action comes action. They don't understand that things come from you being still. You know what I'm saying? That doesn't register to what? It doesn't register to the carnal mind. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, this isn't about that, though. This is about the spirit body. You know what I'm saying? So you can only be still and see for yourself through experience. Oh, my gosh. Yeah, when I first close my eyes and meditate, all I see is blackness. Yes, keep sitting there. Keep letting go. And then there was a light that started. Yes. You know, how did the light come from the darkness? You know what I'm saying? And it's the same thing that we say, how does action come from inaction? Because it was always meant to be, because everything is always moving. Whether you sit still or not, atoms and stuff are shooting through the body. Blood is going up and down the body. Heart is beating. We're made from action. But you have to be still in that. Be calm, be cool, be collect, and to reach that. So when you got people that, the first thing they have to overcome is their unwillingness to be still. You know what I'm saying? They just don't want to. They never try. You know what I'm saying? Then you have those who try and just can't because the quiet mind is messing with them so much. And that's why you have the different types of ways to quiet that mind. So you have the yes, no, and the not now. You know what I'm saying? You're quiet, you're thinking of nothing. Your mind is like that whiteboard. Nothing. And a thought arises, oh, you know you need to put gas in the car. You go, yes, I know. And you go back to quiescent. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I wonder what we're going to have for dinner later. You go, no, we're not talking about that right now. You know what I'm saying? So you always respond with a yes or no or not now. This isn't a play for. I'm in the process of being still. I'm in the process of doing that. So that has to be trained like anything else. You know what I'm saying? But you got to know what is, and that depends on the type of person that's coming to you. Going, you can tell somebody, they just don't even want to try it. You know that they don't want. I think something make me feel good. It's just like, because again, you're dealing with a culture, society, which is all your life. They said, take this. When you wake up, you'll have that new nose that you wanted. You'll have, you know what I'm saying, everything. Right. There used to be being asleep and waking up and seeing something different in the mirror. That's plastic surgery and stuff. You know what I'm saying? But you're not going to do that in spiritual work. You know what I'm saying? You have to be honest with seeing yourself every morning in the mirror. Who are you today? How much have you overcome what you held on to yesterday? You have to be, it's only through pure honesty that you can even progress in this work. And most people are in the habit of lying to themselves because again, that's the way our culture and the society works and stuff like that. So you're working on getting them to adopt a new code of conduct, realizing that, no, that's not beneficial to me. Speak your truth. Speak the truth always, even if it leads to your death. You know what I'm saying? So trying to get them in a different, that's the whole purpose of the classes and stuff, to teach them information. Okay, they're down with that. And teach them why it's important. And that's the whole thing on the teacher going, now you have this information. I said this. What do you think about that? Well, no, let me tell you why it's important. All of your magical abilities and stuff, all the things that you do is based on that. And that's why you change the vibrational state when you approach things emotionally and you're accessing the negative emotions of the body. Because you also have positive emotion. Anger, rage, and resentment in the liver, yes, you have that for sure. That belongs to acquired personality. But the liver was created in its prenatal state of love and kindness. And they go, oh, to think about that, all you have to do is think about love and kindness. You access the energy of the prenatal aspect of the liver. And so you have to educate the mind. And when it makes sense, oh, I didn't even think about that. Then you start gaining on the mind's control over the choices. You know what I'm saying? Through the acquired personalities grip that he has on your mind, saying, no, this, and that. No, you go, no, that's not true. I made you shut up yesterday. You know what I'm saying? So it's just, and that's where the work in progress comes in. And that's why we try to spread truth and try and explain to them and not just have another seminar where you're going shaking your head and stuff like that. No, why does this work? You have to be able to explain that to the student, because we're in a generation of knowledge, technology. They got it right at their fingertip. The Library of Congress is right there at a specific website. You know what I'm saying? So it's not about the amount of information. It's somebody being capable of explaining to them why this particular information that we're talking about is valuable to their transformation. And when they go, oh, so that's where we use science and stuff like that as well, the spiritual and the connection with the higher source. No, just where are they stuck at? If they're stuck in their mind and stuff, then you use visual images or scientific images and say, no, it's just like when you drop a bead in there, it comes back to the center. You know what I'm saying? Oh, they understand that ripple of energy because they think kinetically. You know what I'm saying? Or if it's emotionally, you know what I'm saying? No, it's just like you can only forgive someone when you've forgiven yourself. And they go, oh, that makes sense. You see what I'm saying? So we try and relate things that which they can be open enough and put in a certain way to where they go, oh, I get that. That makes sense to me. Good. So now carry on doing that. And the exercise that I gave you is going to start that in you. So.
Yeah, and I think that's a great point, because it's like it's so much information out there, so much. The people that say, I've been doing this and that. I don't do this and that. And I'm like, why?
Right.
And well, why are you doing this? Well, because I know it's powerful, and I have people come to me and they say, well, everything, I don't need a teacher, and because, I can get a book about it. And I'm
right.
That's great. And it probably is not even a real book. You probably get an audiobook.
Right.
That you listen it when you're commuting for point A to point B. Yeah, so you don't have not even the 100% of your attention in.
Right.
You don't even take notes.
Right.
Because you can't, because you're driving.
Right.
Yeah, so it's like now you have all this information. This actually becomes challenging when you need that teaching because you lost faith.
Yes.
And the teaching itself, and then you shout to the neck, well, this one's going to help me.
Right.
And these people are wrong, and I'm out.
Yeah.
But if you look at like Buddhism, Daoism, Christianity, they all go, when they get to the top, they all of the same, saying the same tune, yeah?
Right. Exactly. And see, and that's the whole thing you try to get them to see. Guys, we're not rewriting things. This is how it works. All of them have good, and see, that's what's hard about people, because they live in a fairy tale world and they want it to always be nice and fairy tale and, fairies and flowers and stuff. No, the bottom line is this country was built off of blood, as in every country in the world. You think when we got here and as mankind started expanding, you think they just, well, we'll divide this up over here? No, it was divided up. I took that. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So it's the same thing when we're talking about the work and stuff. Understanding that those things happen all the time, that this is the world that we live in. And so you have to go, oh, okay, I get it. So if they can get their mindset on understanding that.
Well, we are not that different yet. So if you got someone for 5,000 years ago, the physiology, everything works the same. Yeah,
right.
You should have different technology now.
Yeah, it's just like I said, it's just a mindset.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Understanding that, okay, this is what I need to do to make it, and understand that nothing is new under the sun.
Yep.
And so you go, if you can accept that, then you now qualify to be able to face and change that. But if you're going to make excuses about what the world has done to me and what it's not the same, no, it's not fair. It is not designed to be fair. What happens? What can you learn from being fair and happy and stuff all the time? Not don't get me wrong. Like the whole goal is to be that true type of happiness, not the type of happiness because everything is living congruently with what I think it should be. You know what I'm saying? That's what people think happiness is, when they're, you know what I'm saying, you're doing it my way.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? No, it's not about your way. You know what I'm saying? It's about doing what is best for someone. And if you can get that state, then that is true happiness, because even if it's not for you, you're happy that it happened to them. And so that's the key in all of this, is being be mindful of those types of transition and what's going on in your life and the choices that you make. You have to make the right choices. And like I said, not be attached to...
Or make a choice at all, because people don't make a choice. And it's like you lead by default, and then if you lead by default,
right,
you don't get to complain.
Yeah, right, because you didn't make a choice in the first place.
The choice that you choose not to make is the choice that will be made for you.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's the flavor that you're gonna have to deal with later. Yeah,
exactly. So you don't have the right to complain. No. It's the same thing with voting and stuff. Vote for somebody, because our society's set up with that. You don't get to not vote for anybody and go, there, I showed them, and then complain about it. No, because you had one vote like everybody else. Use your vote to who you think is best, and you can sleep good at night. So the work is the same way. You know what I'm saying? It's getting to the understanding that I'm only going to get out of this life what I put into it. You know what I'm saying? If you can get to that mindset, and not be distracted by the wants and desires and stuff like that, then things will begin to change for you. You have to be willing to, we always see these movies and see, we go, sacrifice. You know, it can't be said even out loud. It's just a whisper. It is such a powerful word. No, sacrifice. You know, so that's what you have to do. But they're unwilling to sacrifice.
But like, I think the sacrifice is like they think that you need to like bloodshed. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not that sacrifice. It's like you need to sacrifice your attitude. You need to sacrifice your ego. You need to sacrifice all the things that make you hold on to the story that actually is poisoning you.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? So that's the whole thing. They think. They choose the thing but that's what we're talking about with the words and stuff. No, it has deeper levels of meaning. We say sacrifice, but we're not talking about sacrifice or a superficial thing. No, the sacrifice is you changing, like you said, that attitude. You're sacrificing the time that you spend to spend with somebody else who needs help, to help a child, you know what I'm saying, understand his math problem or something. Sacrifice, you know what I'm saying? But that also is blended right in with that's just doing the right thing. You know what I'm saying? So you look, do people even know what the right thing is anymore? Yeah, there's the problem. You know what I'm saying?
And according to whom?
Yeah, yes. You know, it should be, it's a real simple formula. If it benefits that other person and yourself, you know what I'm saying, and the world, then as the Lord said, then it is good. You know, then it's really that simple. Is it benefiting them? Or same with your words? I told him, give him peace of my mind. Did that help him? Yeah, then it wasn't the right thing to do. But I told him off. And what was
made me feel better?
Yeah, it made me feel better. You know what I'm saying? Oh, so you felt better hurting someone. That makes me question you. You know what I'm saying? Why did you feel good to hurt somebody else's feeling, somebody else's chance of promotion, somebody else's image? Why did that make you feel good? But it wasn't like that. You know, we just established that it was. You know what I'm saying? So you go, so check your own motives and stuff. So you want to do things that are beneficial. When it's beneficial to everyone, then you did the right thing. You know what I'm saying? And that's why, like, people said, you know, then when you're bartering for money or stuff like, or a situation, you're not happy, I'm not happy, it must be fair. You know what I'm saying? Because it can't result in one person being unhappy. Then it wasn't fair. You know what I'm saying? But when we're both feeling unhappy, I didn't want to pay that much for it. I didn't want to take that little for it. Then we're both feeling good. Then that is fine, because it must be a fair price.
Agree to disagree.
Yeah, exactly. So it's just a long road, and so everybody has to be mindful of that. It's going to take as long as it takes. And that's the whole thing. Throw your stopwatch away. Well, I've been doing this for 6 months. Really? Well, we've been doing this for 50 years in 6 months. You know, that's all. Who told you? Now you can. Everybody possesses the possibility of getting rid of every negative thing on their plate all at once. Wow. Now, how many people do you think in the history of the world have done that? You know, then, but we all have that same possibility. So you make within your ability to let go. I can let go of this now. I'm at the point where I could look the other way and not say anything if someone's flips me off or talks crazy to me. You know what I'm saying? Okay, good. You know what I'm saying? Then keep moving until that doesn't bother you anymore. Keep moving until something else doesn't bother you anymore. And that's the whole thing, just to keep moving forward. And that in that moving forward, you're going to find that peace arises from nowhere. You won't have to think about, I want to be peaceful. You won't have to do that. As you stop acting on your carnal nature and being upset and causing stuff to move in a negative way, peace was always there. And it begins to arise in your life and go, oh, it just happens.
Yeah. So let's say that someone is in a state of confusion and they know there's something else out there, but it's so much information coming at you at all times.
Right.
What would you recommend whether they can start?
Okay. Now, there's two types of people, though.
Okay.
Are they awakened to a higher power? Because, again, that's gone, or I don't believe in a higher power. Because if they don't believe in a higher power, then this is them looking for a way that they have to accomplish themselves according to their quiet personality. You believe in a higher power, then you understand that there's a higher purpose, and that was already something you agreed on. And so it's simple to go and be in prayer and fasting for a few days and ask them to reveal to you what that is. You know what I'm saying? That's the simplest way. You know what I'm saying? Now, it doesn't matter whether they're awake or not. That's an agreement coming into human form. You know what I'm saying? So the key is, can they acknowledge that there is a force above me? That would be the simplest way to do it. Because in that, so yes, there's a force above me. I believe that there's something going on. I don't know what it is. Okay, now start educating yourself on that. Understand, do you understand that there's a higher power? You know what I'm saying? When we say above, it means stronger than the physical body. We mean that the consciousness is more aware than anything that a human being could be aware of. A higher consciousness. Yes, I believe that. Okay, good. Then that is what we're trying to connect to. Because if you believe that exists, you know what I'm saying, then you need to tap into that, because that energy, that power is capable of seeing your future. That power is capable of removing your obstructions and the obstacles that you have in life. So that makes it simple. But if you don't, then the first thing we have to find out is what your mindset is, and understand, okay, and I can deal with that too. From, okay, well, I don't believe that there's a higher force or anything like that. Okay, do you believe in energy? Well, I know there's energy and stuff. How do you know? Have you seen it? You know what I'm saying? But okay, but you believe in energy. Okay. All right, then you know that positive and negative energy have different vibrational resonances, right? Well, yeah. Okay, so then you understand that anger, rage, resentment, unmet expectation, you know what I'm saying, obsessions and worry, grief, fear is a lower vibrational state. Well, yeah. Then you need to choose not to be in those states, because those attract other like energetic attachments to you. Oh, now if you start orchestrating from the love and kindness in the liver, from your trust and honesty in the spleen, from your peace and order in the heart, from your integrity in your lungs, from the wisdom in the kidneys, then that changes your vibrational state to a higher state, and you will attract higher things to you. So right now you are a result of lower thinking. That is why you have the problems that you have. Oh, so you try and talk to them about that like that. And then in that, there will be deeper awakenings, as if they're doing the work, then they'll resist it. But it's more than that. Yes. And you know what I'm saying? And they'll eventually understand that I can tap into this to do this. It sees my future there. Yes. You understand when we say infinite power, what we mean? It means something that's capable of creating all creation. And the word the devil doesn't have that kind of power. I can't find any book that mentions him. He created a planet that he occupies and stuff like that. No. You know what I'm saying? So what do you think that ranks with someone who created the universe, or a power that has brought everything into creation? So that's why it just dumbfounds me when I think about how they go, well, and there's a war in heaven. Is there? You know, that who can match against the divine's power? He created all of creation, and you're saying he has to fight against you. Then all he has to do is say no more. Then everything would be redone. You know what I'm saying? So it just depends on whether the believer in a higher power or not. One, what I would talk about is relationship and communication to that higher power. The other, I would go from the form of energy because it's tangible. He's down here in the sciences and he can feel that, yes, you have matter. Yes. Okay. So then lower matter, which this is, it burns underneath the iron. You know what I'm saying? So, okay. You know what I'm saying? So understand that our emotional states have energy. You hear it in the word. I can say, I hate you, and you feel that. And I can say, I love you, and you can feel that. Yes. So then you kind of explain to them vibration. So all energy, everything is energy, everything is chi, and made of matter. Okay, yes. And in that, there's another differentiation. There are vibrational states. And, okay, the one is higher, and that is determined by what you use it for and your reasoning. You know what I'm saying? Which is the human condition. And one is lower. If I'm out killing people, stuff like that, that's a lower state. You know what I'm saying? And I'm hurting people. If you're doing things for the poor, you're doing things for the regular person, then that is a higher state. And you'll see it reflected by what comes back to you. So I try and put it in those two categories. You know what I'm saying? That's why I always go, well, what do they believe first? That's the main thing.
Excellent. Yeah, no, because it's like a lot of times it's like you have those two camps in that mic, and then you have the ones that don't believe in anything, and I was like, oh, actually, it's not true. You have to believe it.
Right.
Yeah, so, but which one is it? Because there's like whatever it is, the road is always going to the same mountain. Yeah, we climbing the mountain in different directions or different things. So, thank you. Is anything else that you would like to share that we haven't talked today?
No, just I wish people luck on it. Keep an open mind. You know what I'm saying? Understand this is lifetime work. So all that, what you want to be in the next 5 years, I understand that. You know what I'm saying? But that's a condition being in this body. When you're looking to do things higher, your transformation process, how quickly can you get over what was done to you by your mother and your father and your siblings and brothers? Got to take you some time, but everybody has the potential to be able to shed it all at once. And when I say shed it, I don't mean being in denial of it. You know, there's a difference between that. When I say really transform, you understand why they did what they did to you. You don't have to okay that, but you go, oh, I understand it because that opened up these gifts in me and this understanding in me. And so you meet it with gratitude. And you don't have to hang with those types of energies. You have a choice. You just simply go, oh, well, because everybody also thinks, you mean I have to hang with my family again? Only if they've changed. Have they? And that's the turn to the other cheek. Have they? You know what I'm saying? And you go, no, because you hit me on this cheek, I'm never going to, no. If there has been a change, and that's the whole thing about the nature of this work is all about change. And so if I've changed from what I used to be, then stop judging me for what I was. You understand? I'm a new person now. But once I've proven that to you, then embrace me. You know what I'm saying? And that helps heal wounds and helps you separate from the problems that you have with people. Because, no, I'll never forgive them. Never is a big word. You know what I'm saying? And it's not conducive to a spiritual path. You know what I'm saying? Because, because you have to forgive and move on. No one says you have to be buddies with them. No one says you have to hang out. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I had these experiences with them. I learned my lessons. I understand what drove them to do that to me. And so I've forgiven that in me. You know what I'm saying? But I can see that they're still living that same type of lifestyle. And so I choose not to be part of that. They say that's just maturity. But you need to mean that in your soul and have gotten your joy back. So I tell everybody, make sure you get your joy. 'Cause the joy is the byproduct of doing the right thing. If you're not doing the right thing, it's hard for me to imagine that you're joyful. That's just me. You know what I'm saying? So there you have it.
Thank you for sharing your wisdom. Thank you for having me. And I appreciate you.
Oh, man, no, thank you for having me, D. I appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? Spending time and giving me a chance to voice myself. Appreciate you, brother.